Ladies and gentlemen, America, German Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. Well, guess what? The black folks up in New York want the white churches to pay up. They wanted $15 billion for reparation. Go to the white churches. Next thing you know, we're going to have Catholics asking the Protestants to pay up for something. The Protestants asking the Catholics to pay up. We're going to have another religious war in this country. You believe it? We want it now. Pay up, white people. Moscow terrorism. It happened over the weekend. Boom. About 100 people were killed in a hall. Terrible. They caught the guys, and you know what they said they did? Applied a battery to their testicles. Why I will never be tortured. What do you want to do? What do you need to know? I'll tell you. Then go ahead and kill me. Just no torture, please. All right, True Social. It's now public. Happened too on Friday. It's now a public organization. The issue is whether or not they will restrict Trump in the next 6 months from selling his stock, or whether maybe he can do something with his stock, apparently going to be worth about $3 billion. I'm kind of shocked at this. There's only 5 million users of True Social. 5 million. That's pretty limited compared to the others. Murkowski says she doesn't rule out becoming a Democrat and she's not supporting Trump. Well, isn't that a shocker? Not. She, of course, the U.S. Senator from Alaska. Kamala goes down to Puerto Rico. I mean, Kamala is a walking, talking Benny Hill comedy act. I mean, she's unbelievable. Although when she laughs, I do think she looks like the Joker. She was applauding and doing her little laugh thing while Puerto Ricans were singing a protest song about her being there. No clue. Kamala. Unbelievable. The Vice President of the United States is that stupid over and over and over again. China is doing drones. They say they got a drone that splits in 6 parts and really does damage. Well, by golly, let's get our Defense Department working on a drone that splits up in 10 parts. 27% of Americans. Now, folks, you all know that I'm not a country clubber. You know that I tend to feel for the people that have less, the working man, the small business owner. And this is just a killer when I think about it. 27% of Americans are skipping meals right now because of money and are selling things that they can sell to try to make ends meet. And we already know credit card debt's through the roof. What happens when their credit cards are maxed out? 27, that's a third of Americans. Do you care? I care. I don't know if many people really care. Gas cars. Biden administration is trying to pass regulations that would force the end of combustible vehicle. I mean, it's truly insane. I'm telling you right now, it's the opposite game over and over and over again. It was with the Biden administration, and now it is with the Obama administration, now the Biden administration. I mean, it's like, you should never do X, Y, Z. They'll do X, Y, Z. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Shapiro. I agree with Shapiro on this. Ben Shapiro says he doesn't understand retirement. See, they came up in the 60s when they started Social Security. The life expectancy was like 70 years old. So the idea would be that you'd get Social Security for 4 years. Well, life expectancy's gone up over a decade. So there's people living on Social Security for 20 years. That wasn't what it was meant to do. And I'll be candid with you. I don't get retirement either. The only people I get retirement is if their bodies are worn down. I mean, if I was a bricklayer, you reach a point to where maybe you're done. But I don't get retirement. All of us paper pushers, I don't get why we would ever retire. Louisiana and Missouri held elections over the weekend, and both Trump and Biden won their parties. Marjorie Greene Taylor and Matt Gaetz are going to be allowed to sue some cities in California that shut down their events. Guess what? Joe Biden's adopting Donald Trump's passion for nicknaming everybody, and he's nicknamed Don Broke Don. How about we call you Gangster Joe? instead of Sleepy Joe. The Republican House, because Callaway's left it, Buck's leaving it, the minority keeps shrinking. I don't know why we put Thomas Massey. That's who I'm running against on the left. He's a moron. But they just keep shrinking. Marjorie Greene Taylor has filed a motion to vacate the Speaker of the House. One of the stupidest rules they put in there. They can remove the Speaker, their own party. Republicans are the most dysfunctional nimrods that ever happened in politics. They are a bunch of danky, shill-gorge renegades. $1.2 billion bill has got it all stirred up. Folks, there's stuff in here. I'm not going to get into it all, but it is ridiculous. And, of course, the far-right conservatives all voted against it, but because the Democrats supported it, it got passed in the House and the Senate. Whoosh. Just spending money. I mean, it's unbelievable. The Olive Garden says people with less money aren't coming in, therefore their sales are suffering. I have to assume that this is happening at all restaurants across the country. I don't know. Ukraine hit Russian refineries, oil refineries. They say they will continue to do so, despite the Americans saying don't do it. Kate did a great video announcing that she had cancer. Boy, that make everybody feel like a bunch of nimrods. I'm proud I defended Kate from the beginning. So stupid. Is the picture doctored or not doctored? She says she's going to be okay. And the whole time I'm watching this, I'm saying, Kate, please say something about everybody else about cancer. And lo and behold, like on cue, Kate ended with, hey, she's not the only one. Everybody's going through it. The message was perfect. Candace has got canned by Daily Wire. Too controversial for them. And one add-on, Trump is now in a courtroom up in New York on the Stormy Daniels case with Bragg, maybe trying to get a new trial date. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has, no word on his bond yet. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, America, German Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Local News. In law and crime, will this shock you? A woman was shot in the neck while in her car in West Price Hill on Sunday. Happened at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Unbelievable. In Preble County, this school resource officer, pictured right here, Mason Williams, 26, is charged with sexual battery, tampering with evidence, and dereliction of duty. He's being held in the Butler County Jail. Had consensual relationship with a student who attended National Trails High School, according to the sheriff. Creepy. All right, a Covington shooting. Police responded to Cambridge Square Apartments around 1:30 a.m. Nothing good happens after midnight, folks. March 14th, beaten on the apartment door with a butcher knife. Tried to put the knife down, was shot, but the camera's been released. In local news, evangelicals have passed up Catholics. What does that mean? There'll be more people speaking in tongues going through the aisles of Kroger. All right, in Kentucky news, Robbie Fletcher, pictured here, he looks like he's 25, has been appointed to the top education post, the superintendent of Kentucky Board of Education. So he's the superintendent. He comes from Lawrence County, where he's a superintendent. So instead of being in charge of one, he's now in charge of 120. You go, Robbie. All right, Dr. George Gallenstein. Gallenstein's name is big down in Mason County. Gallenstein. George III of Maysville was indicted, second-degree manslaughter regarding to a wreck in which Brian Jett, 36, died. Blew a 1.94. He's had to give up his medical license. He's 60 years old. He was a primary care physician. Hell of a loss to the Jett family. Hell of a loss to the Maysville community that he can't practice. All right, tape him to a chair. Criminal charges are coming this week against two West Claremont High School employees accused of taping a student to a chair. It happened on March 1st in a classroom. School officials found out about the incident a few days ago. Started out as a joke and it went too far. No one was injured. Well, then why is the criminal charges coming? It was a joke. I was hoping it was something like the kid threw a paper, a spit wad at him or something. And they punished him by taping him up and torturing him a little bit, slapping him around. like in the movies. JTM spending $108 million for some new edition machinery in space. JTM, I haven't had a JTM food for a long time. As far as that kind of food goes, pre-cooked, it's not bad. Congratulations to the Moss family. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Do not be a dankish, shill-gorged renegade.
Hello, you're watching Eric Deters World News. This is Jamie Spindley with today's headlines. Over 280 Nigerian students abducted in Kuriga have been released unharmed. Governor Uba Sani didn't disclose details of the release. Occurring days before a ransom deadline, the children aged 8 to 15 along with one teacher were kidnapped on March the 7th. Mexican authorities announced the rescue of 42 hostages, including 18 children from criminal groups in Sinaloa state. The operation involved over 600 special force troops deployed to bolster security. Governor Rubin reports an ongoing intensive effort to locate 24 others still held captive. In other news, Russia charges 4 men accused of attacking a Moscow concert hall over the weekend, resulting in at least 137 deaths. The suspects, 3 of whom appeared in court and 1 in a wheelchair, faced terrorism charges, whilst the Islamic State group claims responsibility. Russian officials allege Ukrainian involvement, a claim Kiev dismisses. And following the Moscow shootings, the French government evaluates its terror alert to the highest level. Prime Minister Gabriel Attal announces the decision after consultation with security and defense officials, along with President Emmanuel Macron. That's the latest headlines. Until tomorrow, cheerio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American German Bulldog Nation, have you enjoyed the NCAA tournament despite Kentucky losing? I just wanted to give you some highlights. Grand Canyon survived all the way through yesterday, almost beat Alabama. Duke rolled, UConn rolled, Purdue 106 points, rolled. Texas A&M took number 1, they were 9th seed. Houston yesterday into overtime before losing. Dayton lost in overtime to forget who they played. North Carolina State knocked out Oakland in overtime. Thank God Oakland's gone now. Tennessee is still in there for the SEC as far as Alabama. Creighton beat Oregon in overtime. Yale knocked out Auburn this weekend. Those are the highlights. Guardians 10, Reds 7 yesterday. That's the last game of the Cactus League for the Cincinnati Reds. Cyclones were unable to win over the weekend. A team, this guy, or Etienne, or how you pronounce his name, the big running back transfer from Florida to Georgia, nailed for a DUI, off to a rough start. FC beat New York 1-0. Kentucky Sweet 16, folks, over the weekend was unbelievable. And I mean, I tell you right now, I would have, if I knew what was going to unfold, I probably would have went to the games. But get this, Travis Perry, Kentucky recruit from Lyon County. There's only 8,000 people that live in Lyon County, down in western Kentucky. They won. They beat Great Crossing in the semis, and they won in the finals. And Travis Perry led the way. Now, Trent Noah from Harlan County, who made it to the finals. So it was basically Travis Perry and Trent Noah going at it. Trent Noah from Harlan broke the 3-point record against, I think it was Campbell County. But they came back and smoked Campbell County. Then they won in the semifinals and made it to the finals. But it was like 2 small counties, Harlan County, Lyon County, going at it in the finals of the Kentucky State Tournament. Only 13,000 people attended. Over 21,000 attended when Simon Kenton won in 81. No biting. Dana White axed this fighter. You know why? He bit his opponent. Gone. Kicked out. UC beat Bradley in the NIT. Peter Angelos, 93, the owner of the Baltimore Orioles, has passed away at 93. Reds opening day is Thursday. Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm going. I'm looking forward to some baseball this summer. This is wild, and therefore I'm highlighting it. NFL star, Bijan Robinson, he plays for the Falcons. He played for the Longhorns the year before. He is one of only 0.00038% that still have a perfect bracket. How the hell does anybody pick that perfect bracket? That's nuts. You pick all those games? Crazy. By the way, I was going to name them all. Bottom line is all of Xavier's players, for the most part, have transferred. I think there's at least 3 of them have transferred. And Otani's going to speak to the media today. Lots of scrutiny. Was it him or his interpreter? Betting. I don't know. Can you imagine the greatest baseball player that's come along since Mickey freaking Mantle, and we might freaking lose him because he gambled on baseball? It's the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Lots of fun stuff for pop culture today, so let's get going. This star from Yellowstone, you remember him? He got kicked off a plane for refusing to sit next to somebody who had a mask on. Now, I'm anti-mask, but isn't that kind of ridiculous? Really? To each their own. He has a right to wear a mask. Kim and Odell broke it up. Kim Kardashian and OBJ broke up after 6 months. Hell, last week I heard they were talking about marriage, and she was saying how perfect he is. Have a baby with him and everything else. Somebody must have busted somebody. Gazelle says it's not true. Tom Brady said she'd been cheating on him for a while. She says, not true. They're just trying to blame the woman. Bullshit, Griselle. You know damn good and well you were messing around with Mr. Jiu-Jitsu trainer. Cracks me up. Roadhouse. By the way, Jake Gyllenhaal got his body fat down to 0.05%. Wouldn't even eat a potato chip. Roadhouse, though, is not very good. I watched it over the weekend, just to let you know. It's not that great. This guy raised this bear from a little cup. He's a big old baby. Yeah. And they watched him spoon feeding this bear. Bear's just like, oh my gosh. All right, Tony Orlando is going to do his last concert in Connecticut. Apparently where it all started. Tony Orlando and Dawn. Tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. I know you don't want me to sing. Finland is the happiest country in the world. Why? They got hot tubs and ice. Hell if I know. Conor McGregor. Apparently the press conference was acting like he had a stroke or something. Just think how many hits he's had in the head. That's right. Happy Gilmore 2 is coming. Shooter McGavin, the actor that plays him, says he has seen the script and it's happening. Boy, this will be big. Happy Gilmore 2. I wonder what the plot line will be. Jack Sparrow. That's right. He's coming back. Johnny Depp is coming back. They're going to do another Pirates of the Caribbean. Why? Because we need a number 12, or whatever the hell number they're on. We need that again. Unbelievable. Stephen Colbert hasn't commented yet. We'll see about him today when he was vilifying William and vilifying Miss Roseberry and vilifying Hanberry and vilifying Kate. Colbert is an asshole. All right, time travel. An astrophysicist says he's figured out. Not to the future, but back. He swears he's proven it theoretically possible. They got to figure out how to do it. That's nuts. I don't believe it. All right, Peaky Blinders is coming back. And Tommy Shelby is re-signed up. It's going to be a movie, though, this time. And last but not least, Mega Millions. There was no buyers. I'm headed to buy a ticket now. Why? Because I like dreaming. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.